Hello YouTube and welcome back to HPT Game, where today we're going to be doing something completely different. As you're probably wondering, well, why is this like so low graphics? Well, it's because I'm not even running this on my host operating system. This isn't even about Minecraft, this video. It's all about Windows 8, Windows 7, and the Windows 7 transformation pack for Windows 8. So, let's show you the desktop. So yeah, this here, although it may look like Windows 7, and even says so here, it is actually Windows 8. So if I run WinVer here, 6.3 there. Although it says Windows 7 everywhere else, it still has the 6.3 NT build, so it says Windows 8. So, without further ado, actually one thing that you notice is, although it's pretty accurate, you can't, that button there is still hidden, but if you click on it, it's still there. So yeah, anyways, so enough about this, let's actually get into how to install this and how to actually use it. So as you notice, it literally is just Windows 7. Sorry, so let's get into this. Alright, so here we are to a mostly clean installation of Windows 8.1. The reason why I say mostly is because it's not completely clean. I have installed some things such as Aeroglass 8.1, as you can see there, and you might think, well, it's not, like, you're like, well, where's the thing that says Aeroglass 8.1 there? Well, it's not there because the installed version doesn't have that. Maybe I'll link that down in some different video anyways. So, anyways, this is about Aeroglass 8.1, so let's get into doing this. So here's Windows 8 7 transformation pack, and here it is. So we'll just extract this. As you can see, the Aeroglass is definitely working. And that's the only thing I have installed, because otherwise you'll say Aeroglass for 8.1 here the entire time. So yeah, in my opinion, this is a really good pack, because as you saw earlier, it makes it look almost exactly as it does in Windows 7. I actually tried to do a lot of my stuff manually myself, but it didn't really turn out quite as good. I managed to get most of the stuff except for about the theme, which is probably the most major part. So yeah, so let's install this. You're going to want to click yes there, and yeah, just wait for it to open. So this is going to take a little bit of time here, so I'm just going to skip to when it's ready. Either that or it's going to say, you need to install major updates. I'm going to have to pretty much restart this entire video. Alright, well, I'll be right back then. Alright, so on to quick tips. Well, that is updating. Wait, it's already updated. Anyways, it's fine. So, might notice how I don't actually have a search box here. Like usually most people have a search box, which I actually added to the small taskbar icons, as you can see there. It's quite recently. Most people at least have a search icon here. Well, I just realized recently that is completely useless. Is if you start opening the task for a start menu, and you start typing. It actually just automatically opens up the search thing. The other thing you can do is push Windows key S or Windows key Q. So yeah, there's a quick tip while we're waiting for it to update. Alright, so it updated. And let's see. Is there any more updates? Sure hope not. Let's see. Any new updates? So yeah, the reason why, I will say, Windows 8 probably wasn't that bad of an operating system. And most people, their biggest problem with it is this thing right here. And I honestly don't really have that much of a problem with it. I mean, sure, I don't like it, but if you don't want to use it, then, well, just get OpenShell or Classic Shell or something. You can still, like, do all this, and you don't even need to use the start, essentially. Like, this is pretty much your legacy Windows start menu, like a classic start menu, if you think about it. So, yeah. The thing that I personally like the least about it is how they removed, like, the main Windows 7 theme. Well, it may look like I have the Arrow Glass from Windows 7 just because I installed that myself. So yeah, but they changed a lot of Windows 7 stuff. In fact, they actually, as you can see here, this is actually still the modern version of Windows 10 here. They moved it to Windows 11, but something cool here is if you actually, in Windows 11, go to Control Panel, and then go back to, for example, C, it'll actually bring this here back instead of whatever new UWP thing is, which I honestly don't like. So yeah, the other cool thing in Windows 11, or not really cool, it's just interesting that they left it, is usually when you right click it shows like the show more options thing, which most people really don't like. So if you want to save yourself a click, which I think they added this in one of the recent updates, if you push shift and then right click, it brings up this old menu here. So yeah, quick tips with HBT on Windows. Alright, I believe all of the updates have now been installed, so let's see if it'll work now. So what it's doing here is it's actually pretty much checking for updates just to make sure. So that's actually pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, I figured I'd make this video before like Windows 8 loses pretty much all of its extended support and all that, and Windows 7 is like officially dead. Like even if you pay for the extra extended updates and all that, Windows 8 you can still pay for them to get for another 3 years, but Windows 7 after January 16th, I believe it is, of 2023 will be officially dead. No more updates, no matter how much you pay. So yeah, on Windows 8, you'll still be able to get updates if you pay for it or whatever, if you have a pro version or whatever like that. So yeah, better get this video out there before that happened. Let's see, what is it doing? Yeah, checking for updates, like I said. Now, while we're waiting for it, I'm going to show you how to disable DWM.exe and get the old Windows 7 basic back in Windows 8. So all you have to do is open Resource Monitor from here, and then just scroll down until you find winlogon.exe, and suspend it, and scroll up till you see DWM.exe, and then end process. And then you get the old Windows 7 basic theme back. So yeah, it's pretty usable. I mean, not entirely, but mostly usable, especially if a second monitor anyways. What is not usable is the start menu. So yeah. That's just a cool little feature, I guess. If you try to do Windows 10, I believe it'll just give you a completely blacked out screen, so yeah. So I'm just gonna resume this process. Yeah. In my opinion, the Windows 7 themes were some of the better looking versions. Like, honestly, every single time I boot up into Windows 7 and just like see like one of my favorite things is just like hover over these buttons here and just see the glow and how reflective and shiny it is. Because I personally like really like Windows 7 because how it looks and all that. So I am pretty sad that it's like gone now. You know, it'd be really cool if Microsoft were to like incorporate that to a new version of Windows. Sadly, I don't think they will. I mean, sure, they have added a form of transparency, but I don't think they'll ever bring back the arrow theme. And oh, there it is. Alright, transform now. So, I'm just going to go through all these options. So, I'm going to pick this one here like I did on the other one. Because, well, I'm trying to make it look like Windows 7. You don't really want to say Windows 8. And for Professional, I believe is only available for Windows 8. So this here's the most Windows 7 option of all of them. This here's the true Windows 7. This here's Windows 8 and the more modern version for many things like Notepad and MS Paint, I believe. So, and here's here. So if you're using Windows 8.0, which like lost support a long time ago, way before 7 did, then you can use like just Explorer, just use normal File Explorer, get it all back. But as you can see, I'm on 8.1, so it doesn't let me click that. So I'm just gonna stick with OpenShell because Start is back, provides payment. So yeah. So let's go with OpenShell. This here I believe is closer here, so this probably uses the Arrow Glass thing, which I already have installed, so that's good. So I'm not sure which one's going to be removed. This is probably, I'm not sure, I'm just going to keep both of them for now, I guess. It's probably not Windows 7 like, but I'm just going to do it, because why not? So, yeah, here's all of them here. And I wouldn't really change any of these because All ones that are not clicked will be maybe more Windows 7 like, or also kind of broken too. So yeah. So let's transform it. And yeah. Once we load back into it, it'll literally be Windows 7. So it's just gonna be a time lapse once more, I guess. And see you when it's done. So now it's doing the transform Windows, and as you can see, it has the nice little Windows 7 background there, with Windows 7 logo down at the bottom. So yeah, it's almost done, I think. 50% complete, it says, so that's good. So I guess I'll meet you either on the next big step or when it's done. I haven't seen this before. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm just going to turn this off and hope it's fine when I turn it back on. Alright, well it has Windows 8 boot icon again, so I guess that's helpful. It's kind of helpful, I guess. Alright, now it's getting bigger again. It only does that once the pack is installed, so I think that's a good sign. Yep. Alright. Guess I just need a little restart there. Not quite sure what that weird text thing was, but I'm sure it's fine. So now it's booting up for the first time after a transformation pack. You can see it has the Windows thing there. So yeah. Oh, that's weird. Before the show desktop thing wasn't really working. Huh. It's kind of a bit broken there. Maybe it just needs to load in. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh. Alright. Well, yeah, now it's all... Oh, that's weird. It's actually working better in the other install. Show desktop button's working a bit better. Kind of actually works now. It's the right size. You can see it. So yeah. This looks a lot like Windows 7. Problem is, well, this isn't really a Windows 7 theme. It looks like someone took Windows 7 and tried to make it look like Windows 8. So I guess let's open up Control Panel and change the theme. There's a lot of themes included in here. So first thing though, let's go into the Windows 7 theme. And instantly this just looks like Windows 7. No doubt about it. Yeah, show desktop button's a bit weird right now, but sure it's fine. See, all these themes do work. But Windows 7 Basic's a bit odd. It doesn't actually load the basic theme, it just removes transparency. Which, I mean, I guess it's cool. So yeah. Windows Classic theme is interesting. Well, the thing that it did do, in Windows 8.1 they actually updated it a bit. I think they also kind of broke some things too. Unless you actually copy over the actual high contrast theme, so yeah. You can see the button's still there. So I'm just gonna go with this one. And I'm gonna see what happens if we disable DWM. Oh yeah, I also brought out the Windows 7 Task Manager. So there it is, Resource Monitor. So let's disable DWM. Let's see what it looks like. Swim log from DXE. Suspend. Get DWM.exe and end process. Yeah, they actually updated the classic theme. It looks a lot like a classic theme, but mixed in with basic theme. They gave it like a new Metro layout thing. It's very glitchy when you do this, so yeah. I'm just gonna bring that back on. So yeah, I will say my favorite theme though is probably like not necessarily this theme, but when you go into here, next desktop background. And this one here is my favorite one, which is how it was in the other one. I'm not sure why, but in my opinion, I think it really represents Windows 7 quite well. So yeah, I'm going to make this my custom theme. Yeah, as you can see, compared to Windows 8, oh, our background. So this is just Windows 7 now. So yeah. So I just go into here and just customize it so the only one showing is this one. So yeah, this is a theme that I like to use. I think it looks really nice. And what's really included this is this thing here, which is very accurate to I think how it was. Have you ever actually done a fresh install of Windows 7 before? So I think this is how it is, but I might be wrong. There's probably some version of Windows, maybe Vista or something, had something similar to this. So yeah. You can also uninstall this, which I'm not sure why you'd want to do, but I guess you can. The only thing that is a bit weird is if the right click menu is a bit off. And if you shift click, it's for classic shell one. And this, I did have this problem with the other one, but after restart, it was a bit different. It actually fixed it. So let's see what settings they have for classic shell. Open shell, but classic shell, or not classic shell, but open shell. So taskbar. Did they change taskbar texture? No, it must have been part of the theme, I guess. So yeah, that's the new theme pretty much, and yeah. You can get games running on VMs, but as you saw before, it's not really that good. So yeah, this is quite a bit different of a video than usual. So thanks for watching, and goodbye. Alright, so quick note, the reason why the show desktop button wasn't working the first installation I showed you was because I actually tried to do a Windows 7 transformation pack manually by manually installing Classic Shell and manually installing a taskbar texture. And it turns out that taskbar texture was the root cause of that problem. If you go back and look at the taskbar texture on the first build, or I guess version, compared to one of the last version of those, that's completely different. And that's because it is a completely different taskbar texture that I found. I also probably didn't have the opacity right, and also have a show desktop button built into it in the darkest on the two corners. So yeah, that there is why the show desktop button worked that last time. And actually, I'm just going to check if after a restart if it actually fixed the problem where it well, you know, have the weird right click menu. So yeah. Huh. Just didn't fix. Usually it does. Hey, you just need to wait for everything to load in. But yeah, as you can see, the show desktop button's in the right place. And this is Windows 8, as you can see, because of the charms thing here. But yeah, sadly it only changes if you actually click on it and not just hover. Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, I guess that's it. And maybe later I'll create a preparation video or just like a video on like how to prepare your OS to actually install things like this, like get the Aeroglass mod or whatever without this here, right? Everything like that, and how to set up the VM, how to set up dual monitors, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just figured I'd add this quick note. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Alright, so one more quick note. So, this is literally like the second quick note I added, but yeah, so all this may look like Windows 7. This isn't actually all the updated. And if you go over here, this isn't how it originally looked. And you can actually see that if you go here and exit Classic Shell. That's how it looked in the old versions of Windows 8, the insider builds. So yeah. Actually, I think that this may have been a theme pulled from the older insider builds of Windows 8, some of them anyways. They actually used to have this theme up until almost like halfway through development, I think. Even pretty much after it finished the whole start screen and all that, which I will agree I'm not a big fan of. I mean, having this here is okay. Actually, in my opinion, I think the Windows 10 start menu is literally just this, just like cut. Actually, if you want to start it off like that, all you have to do is go into Properties here, then go to Navigation, Start Screen, and then, so let's see, you can click that there, which is cool, and go to that, and that's what I usually do whenever I have to use a start screen. And as you can see, it makes it look a lot cooler. Actually, if you go here, it still has the desktop background, making the start screen almost just look like a UWP app or something like a Windows 10 would, which I guess is kind of cool. And in my opinion, Windows 8 was the last version of Windows right before it switched exactly to the dark side of Windows 10, like everything's UWP. So yeah, anyways, figured I'd just make this quick note. So thanks for watching, goodbye, and have a Merry Christmas if you're watching this when the video is released. So yeah, thanks for watching, goodbye.